Section 1. The impossible equation of arms. The proposition is stark. It feels like a fantasy. 100 soldiers, equipped with the tools of the 21st century, set against 50,000 soldiers of the Roman Empire. The disparity in numbers is almost incomprehensible. A ratio of 500 to 1. A scenario that seems to defy reasonable analysis. A tidal wave of men against a handful. Yet warfare is never just counting heads. History is full of impossible odds overcome by hidden advantages. This is not just who has more men. It is a question of technology, tactics, training, terrain. Strip away the drama. Look at the forces with a calm, objective eye. Not a story of heroes, an examination of systems. One side, a small, technologically advanced unit, built for lethality, speed, precision. Other side, a vast army, product of centuries of organized warfare. Section 2. The 100. A modern edge. Each soldier is encased in personal protective equipment. Helmet made of advanced composite materials. Body armor with ceramic plates. Designed to stop shrapnel. In some cases, to stop direct rifle fire. This protection grants a soldier a degree of survivability that would seem magical to a Roman. They carry a standard issue assault rifle, a weapon capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute. These rifles are accurate to several hundred meters. Each soldier also carries a sidearm, several grenades, a combat knife. Beyond individual gear, the unit possesses specialized equipment, designated marksmen with powerful optics, engaging targets at distances up to a kilometer. Others carry light machine guns to lay down suppressive fire. The unit has access to anti-personnel mines to create deadly obstacles. For communication, each soldier has a personal radio. Instant, encrypted communication across the unit. A commander can direct his soldiers with a quiet word, coordinating actions in real time. This creates a cohesive and responsive fighting force. The training of these soldiers is as important as their equipment. They are not trained to fight in large, rigid formations. Instead, they operate in small, flexible teams of 4 or 5, masters of fire and maneuver. One group shoots at the enemy. Another moves to a better position, taught to use cover and concealment to be hard targets. They practice marksmanship relentlessly under stress. Their medical training is also extensive. Each soldier can apply a tourniquet, dress a wound, administer basic life-saving care. This small force represents force multiplication. Section 3. The 50,000. The might of Rome. The Roman force is an army, a legion, several legions combined. 50,000 men, the power of an empire. The standard Roman legionary, a professional soldier, a citizen enlisted for long-term service. His gear is centuries of refinement. Segmented plate or chainmail, a metal helmet, the galea. His large curved shield, the scutum, protects knee to shoulder. Locked with comrades, it forms a wall of wood and metal. His main throwing weapon, the pilum, with a soft iron shank that bends and ruins the shield. After the pilum comes the gladius, a short, broad, stabbing sword for tight formation fighting. Brutally efficient. Scutum, pilum, gladius. Training, discipline, drill, collective action. Hold their ground against terrifying charges. Function as a single cohesive unit. Tactical formation, the maniple. Later, the cohort. Solid line, hollow square. Testudo, shields overhead against projectiles. Strength, collective discipline and absorbing casualties while keeping cohesion. This massive army is a human juggernaut. It moves on foot, supplied by a long train of wagons and mules. Artillery, torsion-powered machines. The ballista, hurling bolts or stones. The onager, a catapult. Effective versus fortifications, but slow to move and deploy. Size is both greatest strength and a critical weakness. It can overwhelm smaller forces with weight of numbers. It can sustain campaigns for months or years. But it is slow, cumbersome, requires vast amounts of food and water, vulnerable to supply disruption. An empire's power chained to logistics, a human machine for conquest and control. a system optimized for its age. Section 4. Tools of War. Range against mass. The fundamental difference between the two forces is reach. The effective range of a modern assault rifle is approximately 400 to 600 meters. A trained marksman can reliably hit a human-sized target at 800 meters or more. This creates a vast kill zone around the modern unit. Any Roman soldier entering this zone is vulnerable long before he can bring his own weapons to bear. The Roman pilum has a maximum effective range of about 30 meters. For every 30 meters a Roman line advances, it must first cross more than 500 meters of open ground under lethal fire. A single hand grenade has a casualty radius of about 15 meters. It can kill or maim multiple clustered soldiers. A light machine gun can fire 600 rounds per minute, scything through ranks of advancing men. Claymore mines spray hundreds of steel balls in a wide arc, annihilating front ranks in an instant. These are tools the Romans have no defense against or conceptual understanding of. Archers could loose to a couple hundred meters, but they would struggle to penetrate modern body armor. A ballista could kill with a direct hit, but it is large, static, visible, and fires 1 or 2 shots every few minutes. It could be destroyed by a marksman long before it could be accurately aimed. In a direct comparison of firepower, there is no contest. The modern unit can deliver a volume and density of lethal force orders of magnitude greater than the entire Roman army. The Romans' primary strength is close quarters combat. Their whole tactical problem is closing the distance. The modern tactical problem is preventing them from doing so. The battle is a race between Roman endurance and modern ammunition supplies. The tactical doctrine of the modern hundred is fluid and decentralized. They are trained to think independently within the commander's intent. They would avoid pitched battle, wage attrition, evasion, psychological warfare, strike weak points, and disappear. They would prioritize high-value targets, officers, standard bearers, messengers, to sow chaos. Engage from prepared positions, inflict maximum casualties, then fall back before being overrun. Roman doctrine is the polar opposite. Direct confrontation, shock action, overwhelming force, and it will struggle against 500-meter lethality. The ground beneath their feet, terrain as the arbiter. The choice of battlefield is perhaps the single most important factor in this hypothetical conflict. On a vast open plain with no cover, the situation would be grim for the modern soldiers. 50,000 can cover a lot of ground, advancing in a broad front. Eventually, numbers and ammunition limits let the Romans close the distance. Now imagine a narrow mountain pass, dense forest, a fortified urban area. Here the situation is reversed. Only a few men can advance to face modern fire. Overlapping fields of fire, mines, and booby traps hold off a vastly superior force, inflicting catastrophic casualties. Complex terrain offers cover and concealment, perfect for guerrilla-style ambush and vanish. Large formations struggle to maintain cohesion and control. Small groups become isolated and destroyed. Silent radios give a huge advantage in synchronizing ambushes. Modern reconnaissance, binoculars or a small drone, finds the ground that nullifies Roman numbers. Modern warfare is fought at the speed of information. The commander has a real-time, comprehensive view. Status, position of every soldier, scout, and drone reports. Disseminated instantly. If a threat appears on the eastern flank, he redirects a fire team in seconds. The unit functions like a neural network, adaptable almost instantaneously. They can feign retreat to lure a cohort into a prepared ambush. A single radio command springs the trap. Multiple soldiers coordinate fire on a single high-priority target, an officer or standard bearer. Roman command and control is slow and deliberate. A mounted general sees little of the whole. Orders travel by runner, horse, horn, flag, minutes or more to reach the line. By receipt, the situation has changed. Units strike empty positions while leaders are eliminated. Decision cycle speed becomes decisive. The 100 consistently outthink and outmaneuver the legions. Victory starts with where and how fast you decide. Morale is the intangible element that can decide a battle. The 100 face odds of 500 to 1, a terrifying sight. Training narrows focus. Immediate tasks, trust in equipment, reliance on teammates. Each distant hit reinforces confidence to survive and win. Romans march into a storm of invisible death. Grenades and mines horrify, with no conceptual basis. Some call it sorcery, wrath of the gods. Relentless attrition and targeted leadership strikes decapitate control and shatter cohesion. 50,000 require hundreds of tons of food and water per day, foraged or hauled by slow baggage trains. An army tied to its supply lines becomes slow, predictable, starves if static. The 100 carry days of compact rations and water. Resupply by airdrop or vehicle run extends endurance. Don't attack the main body. Strike the baggage train. Collapse bridges, stampede animals, eliminate guards. Starve the giant. Concentrate and risk starvation, or disperse and risk defeat in detail. So, who wins? The answer depends on specifics, but a pattern emerges. If moderns choose time and place, range, firepower, mobility become decisive. On favorable terrain, 100 can inflict catastrophic casualties. Legion morale breaks before ammo runs out. Wage attrition, superior recon to track, mobility to stay out of reach, long-range fire to bleed, target commanders, attack supply lines, terrorize with night raids. 50,000, a blind giant swatting at a swarm of deadly hornets. Romans could win if moderns are caught by surprise on open ground, with limited ammunition, no retreat or resupply, absorbing losses in waves until bullets run out. Then sword and shield finish the 100, but only after catastrophic modern errors. Ultimate lesson: technology, training, tactics. Victory goes to who controls engagement conditions. The Roman legion was a marvel for its time. Against a 2,000-year leap, its strengths are irrelevant and weaknesses fatal. The battle would be a brutal demonstration of paradigm-shifting innovation.